Hey guys, welcome back. I have a K7000, which I showed you guys the other day. It came in the mail. I still have one more coming. I need a K7000 to put on that TV. So I want to do a swap, a tube swap on a 19-inch TV that I have. I don't know if this chassis works or not. I know nothing about it other than I paid 50 bucks for it. Don't know if the flyback works. Oh wait, actually I do know. Flyback is cracked. So we need to replace this flyback, which I have some more K7000s, which I think are in the shop. But I want to test some components on here and see if it works or not, if some of the components are working or not, because I'd like to get this installed onto that tube so that I can get that out of the way as well. And then I'm going to get all my monitors up on the shelf this weekend. I have about a 6-foot long shelf by 4 foot wide, so I'm hoping I can fit all 20 of them up there. Should be strong enough to hold it. It's made out of 2x4s, so we'll see. So let's do some testing on this chassis real quick before I get into changing the flyback. So first thing I want to check is we're going to check with the multimeter. Let's start with this guy right here, okay? Let's just make sure this is okay, and we can test it real easily by putting our ground on the frame and this lead up onto this terminal up here, and if it beeps, we know it's a complete. Okay, so that's fine. Now we're going to go over to this ceramic resistor here, and this should read 15 ohms. It's a 5 watt 15 ohm. So I have to change my meter because I don't have a real expensive meter. So I have to switch it a little bit, but it's not a big deal. So this is reading 15.6, 15.5, so we know that this is good. So far this ceramic resistor and this one are both good. Now we're going to check, there's 5 diodes here, okay? Now you want to put your negative lead on the side with the silver stripe, okay? So we're going to test these diodes here. So I'm going to grab my negative and put it on the stripe side and my positive on the other. And we are reading 5.86, which is good. Let's go down to the next one, which they switch direction. 5.77, that's good. 5.81. 5.86. Okay, so that says that this whole area right here looks to be good. Now we're going to go over to this resistor right here. This should read 3.9. See if I can do it from the top here. If not, I'll have to flip it over. And this is the one where somebody put epoxy around the width coil after they fixed it, which I'm not going to mess with it and just see what it does. .84 should read 3.9. 3.84 is totally fine, so we know that that is good. Now where do we want to go from here? We're gonna have to change this capacitor right here. This capacitor is humped pretty badly, so this needs replaced. So we might just do a quick cap kit on here because K7000 only has a few capacitors, so it's not that big a deal. Let's check our fuses to make sure that that's good, and that's fine. So we're going to change the caps and the flyback. We do have a hot right here. Right here. Let's check that. 5.66. 5.64. That's good too. So our hot's good. We have a There's a couple resistors over here, but I don't know that we're going to need to worry about these right now. And this right here should be our width cap, if I remember correctly. C38, pretty positive. K7000. Yep, C38. So this is our width cap, which we're more than likely going to have to change that because this thing has been repaired and I'm not sure that that's going to want to spin. It's already spun down pretty far. So if it's not a full screen, we might just have to switch that out. So I'm going to say that we just might need to do a cap kit and a flyback, and this thing might work. Trying to remember if there's anything else. This is a P447 K7000 chassis for a 19-inch tube. Let's just go ahead and do the cap kit, I guess, real quick. Might as well get that over with. I'll video it. I'll just kind of go through it fast. I should have a K7000 cap kit. I know I'm getting low on some cap kits here. Oh, wait. Sweet. I got a couple cap kits. Need a 4900 cap kit I'm out of. But here's a 7000 cap kit. Looks like I might have opened it for some reason. Normally I won't replace all the capacitors, but since we have a couple swollen ones, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Don't know if you guys can see this or not, but the top of that is really domed up really high. No, I never fill these out. I don't put them on the chassis. I don't care to advertise that I messed with it, to be honest with you. I don't need to autograph it. So I'm going to do it like I do every other cap kit. Get my paper out, cross off each one as I take it out. I don't go in any specific order. I just grab a capacitor, desolder it, and change it. So I'm going to go ahead and put this camera on to high speed, and we're going to go ahead and knock out this cap kit real quick. Okay. The Flyback I'll put on out in the shop. Because it's out there. But there's a huge crack going right through the focus. And then there was a couple bad capacitors. This one's domed up real bad. They don't look good. They're definitely originals. I had one that was blown out at the bottom pretty bad. That one's pretty blown out at the bottom. Somebody replaced a few of them. Well, let's get these in the garbage here. And we will head out back and put the Flyback on. And then we'll take the TV apart, put it on a frame, and then hopefully get this thing up and running. We'll see what happens. I don't know if everything checks out on the chassis, but that doesn't mean that there still might not be a problem. So, all right, I'm going to head out to the shop, and we'll get this thing wrapped up and see about getting it onto the tube, the new tube off the TV. And I'll do a yoke reading so you guys can see that as well. Oh, you know what? I never checked that. I never checked this resistor here. Should read, boy, I forget, 200 maybe? What does it say on this? Does it say? I forget. I think I have another one right here. Yes. It's this is a 6.8K. I don't remember. $198. I think that's right. This has been worked on. There's 4 different stickers on here. Can't really understand what they are. But, all right, we'll head back to the shop and continue this on. Okay, I'm gonna put this Flyback on real quick, and then we'll be ready to take apart the TV and get the tube out of there. And I'll try to clean up my bench and do it up here. So yeah, I did order 2 K7000 chassis, or Flybacks. Now I'm down to 1. Usually they go in pretty easily. Okay, clipped in with the 3 plastic clips. Like I said, bought this off of eBay. I know nothing about this chassis, but we're gonna give it a whirl. Always, you want to put a good solder on these terminals, so it's nice cone shaped. All right. Flyback is soldered on. So I'm gonna do some cleaning up, bring the TV back here, and then we can go from there. But if you look, they have really nice soldered cones around all the terminals. This does not screw in like the original one did. We do need to hook up the neck wire real quick. And I have to make a wire end for the terminal. Okay, let me show you how I make that end for that pin. Stupid cap. There we go. All right. Okay, I'm going to take one of these crimp ends with the heat shrink tube on it. And we're going to put it on this skinnier red wire. We're going to crimp it on. Okay, now we're going to cut the sleeve off of the other side. Oh man, just crimped the metal. It's okay. I think I can open it back up. And then it should, see, it's a nice tight fit. Slides right over there nice and tight by just crimping it a little bit. And then we can heat shrink the tube. And then that's it. So this is ready to go on to the new tube. But I got to do some cleaning first. So I'm going to go ahead and clean this mess up, grab the tube, and then we can get that installed and see what happens. So I will be back shortly. Okay, I got the TV out here so that we can take it apart. I got it sitting on a towel. First, I want to say thanks to whoever sent me a multimeter. Apparently somebody sent me a multimeter, probably because the one I have out in the shop is a piece of crap. I really appreciate it, whoever it was. Yeah, this one's just an old cheap one, and one of the numbers doesn't work that well. So honestly, what I'll probably do is take my good one in the basement and bring it out here and use this one in the house, because this would be really nice in the arcade down there. So thank you very much for that. Let's go ahead and take this cover off. I don't know if I'm going to need a hand screwdriver or not. Let me grab my drill. We did take this apart at one point. When I picked it up, I got it for free. So I had to drive an hour to get it, but it was free. Okay. So what we have here is, this has not been turned on in a long while, and the anode cup is stuck. Man, that flyback looks identical to a flyback, a K7000 flyback. Look at how huge this neck board is. And this will probably we'll have to modify that so that it fits the monitor chassis. It might be able to just cut it apart and do it that way. Not sure. Here's our degauss, which we'll probably have to change that as well. But let's do a yoke reading here. I don't have batteries yet in that new one yet. So let's do our red and blue. Yeah, this is probably not going to fit on those terminals on the other chassis. Can't get into the terminals. Okay, can I take them from up top? So our red and blue is at 3.5, and our yellow and green where's my green? Or brown, whatever you want to call it. Is at 13. So that should be fine for the K7000 chassis. So now I got to take this thing apart the rest of the way so that we can start figuring it out. But yeah, I'm probably going to have to run up to the house and grab something for the yoke wires here, because they are not going to fit on this pin. Okay. All right, let me go see what I have. Okay, since I have this sitting here like this, let's do these plugs now. So I found a plug that should work. Beautiful. And I found a degauss end. Perfect. So what we're going to do, since this is nice and stable right now, let's get these installed. And we're going to use these solder tubes, okay? So there's a piece of solder in there, and we heat it up and melt it onto the wire. So I'm going to cut this right about here and just save this. You never know. Maybe we can use it for something some point in time. Now, if you have long enough wires, in theory, you could just take and solder right to those terminals, but I didn't have any that were long enough. So our brown wire is our green. And I know that because we have yellow, blue, and red. Okay, so let's take our first one, our red here. We're going to slide it in here until our stripped wire is over the solder. Same thing with this one. We're going to kind of overlap the two right in the center. Now when you heat this, you need to kind of go around the whole thing. Don't just heat one side. First thing I'm doing is I'm kind of heating up the tube. This heat gun takes a couple minutes to warm up. Not a couple minutes, but a few minutes, or a few seconds. Oh, I got an itch on my head. And just like that, you have a really nice solid connection once it cools off. It's gonna be a long video. Fast forward what I can. you'll actually see the solder flowing inside of there once you get it warm enough. Okay, you can see it is stuck. So now we have a nice connection that is waterproof and it's not going to arc on something if it gets hit. Let's do these two. And this I'm going to throw away. This is a little long. It doesn't matter which wire goes on which side. The green and red, and you can tell those are both gray. It doesn't matter. It can be plugged in either way. It's not going to hurt it. Just got to make sure you overlap your wires in the center, because that's what gives it a really good soldering. I wonder if that flyback would work on a K7000 monitor, because it is identical looking. Like, makes me want to really look at it closely. Okay, now we have some nice waterproof connections. Now we can unscrew the tube. There is a part number on here. We'll have to look it up. So we got to take these four screws out. Big screws. They mean business. Come out. What am I stuck on? Stuck on something. Don't know what it is. The hell? Jesus. Okay, I'm gonna take the tube off of that other frame. It's gonna get thrown away. I'm looking at this Flyback. I don't think I'd risk it, but it'd be kind of cool to see. Yeah, I don't know what the numbers are on the two, but it looks identical. I might investigate that some more afterwards. Look at the center of the circuit board. Looks like something ate it away. What the hell? That's weird. They must have did that for ventilation. There are some parts on here that are savable, really. All right, let me get the frame from that burned up, that shorted tube. All right. Now, this frame is an older G07 frame, so the mounts are not exact. One side of that chassis will mount on here, the other side will not. But that's okay, we'll get it figured out somehow. Actually, I might have to probably have to run back to the house and grab, yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll get some of those plastic mounts, and that hurt. Those PCB mounts, need 3 of them. Because you can't put 4 on there because the B+ capacitor is too big and you can't get the screw through the board. Okay. So yeah, I'll get some of those PCB mounts and we'll be able to mount it right here just like that. And that'll work out well. We have the only thing I gotta figure out is our ground wire right here. This is ground right here. So I need to just cut this end off. We need to just splice those two together with a wire cap. So I'm gonna grab a wire cap and 3 of those PCB mounts. All right, so I have this cap here for my ground, and then these plastic legs things, you can get them on Amazon or eBay. Oh, that sucks. That corner's busted. I usually put one right there. I wonder if I could just drill a hole in the center of the board here. I don't know. You're doomed to know. Probably could right there, where there's no circuitry. Oh, man. Because I have to have one on the front, or the circuit board will hit the metal. And then we'll have all sorts of problems. I mean, there is a metal clip in there, but I don't know. See, normally you can't get one right there because of the capacitor. But this one is a little bit over still. Doesn't want to go. Guess if I desolder it, I could get it on there. I could just drill a hole over farther. I should be able to drill a hole right through here. I don't see that being a problem. If I go right here, there's nothing there. There's no traces or nothing. It's just bare board right there. And that's what I'm going to do, is go right where those are marked. So I'm just going to drill this real quick with the drill bit. I'll be right back. Okay, so I drilled a hole right through there where there's nothing on this side and nothing on the bottom. And having it in the center will help hold it up better than being off on just one side. Don't know if I'll be able to get a screw on the front, but as long as I have two in the back, should be just fine. Just kind of using this as more support than anything. Yep, it's just going to be a support leg up there. Now this is a much newer tube. I could tell you the year of the TV because I don't think there's a year on that. The year of the TV is June of 2004. It's actually a pretty new TV for being a tube TV. Okay, our neck board's on. We got our neck ground here. We're going to take the two wires. Now, you always want to twist the two wires together before you put your twist cap on. The reason why I like to use a twist cap is if I ever need to take it apart, untwist it. It's just a ground wire. It's not the end of the world. And then this is our degauss. Okay, our degauss is plugged in. Our neck's hooked up. We got to plug in our yoke wires. Okay, so we have yoke wires plugged in, our anode cup, our ground for our neck board's installed. We are now ready to get this over there and test this thing and see if it works. You can tell this is an older frame because there's no handle cutouts on it. On the sides of the frame of the monitor frame. Okay, our video signal here. And then our power. I don't even know if the chassis is going to work yet either. I'm assuming it's going to. It's turned all the way down. So we're going to turn the screen up a little bit. And we're going to go ahead and power this thing up and see if we get anything. Yeah, I heard static. Okay. Oh boy, what we got going on there? Got some weirdness. That's probably a chassis problem. Now we're gonna have to figure out that. That looks like vertical collapse to me. I think. Yeah, this isn't doing nothing. Okay, you can see the screen. You can clearly see the image. It's upside down, but it's there. So we have vertical collapse. And we're going to need to put a width coil in it too, or a width, I keep saying coil. We're going to have to more than likely put a width cap in there, because I'm sure this yoke is not going to want to spin, or yoke. Okay, I'm not going to worry about that. I got to figure out vertical collapse now. Let me think about this for a minute, see if I can remember what it is on this 7000 monitor. Okay, before I get too far in this, let's change the chip out on the circuit board. Somebody has already socketed this chip. Okay, so why is it socketed already? That I don't know. So the chip is a HA11244. Arcade Parts and Repair sells them, and I think Arcade Shop does. So let's just start there, because that would be a really, really easy fix. Let's see what chip they have in there. Do they have the right chip in there? Of course I dropped it. There it is. So this is not the right chip. So could that be the problem? Okay, let's fire it up again. Let's see what happens. I don't know if I might have knocked the power wire loose. My rigged power wire here. I don't think I'm getting power now. What happened? Did I blow something on the board? I think I did. Okay. Fuse doesn't look blown. Ay, ay, ay. That chip I put in there is wrong. The number on the one I took out was right. I made a mistake. That chip I put in here was for a G07. Let's just pop that one back in real quick and see what happens. And I have one on that parts chassis I can pop off. I don't know that it's powering on. I wonder if swapping that chip out did something, because it was the wrong chip. I totally freaking grabbed the wrong chip, but I was thinking G07 from last night. I wonder if I blew the hot. I bet you I did. Okay, well, I'm gonna take this out and check the hot. By putting the wrong chip in there, I'm guessing I probably blew the hot because it has a different pin out. It's reading 4.91 on each side. Oh, I put it back in and a leg's not in the right spot. Look at that. The leg's bent out. The hot doesn't seem blown. So I might not have blown anything. Well, I don't think I blew anything, but while it's out, maybe we should change this width cap. I just think I stuck that chip in there. Now, I don't know if replacing this chip is going to solve anything or not. I have the old one in there right now. I need to see if it's going to power on. But let's change this width cap real quick. Hopefully. Shit. They might have that black goo all over it. They do. That's going to be fun. Oh, wait. Yeah, they do. How the hell am I going to get to that? I got to it. So this is, oh, that stinks. This is a 394. I know yesterday we went down pretty good, but we're starting with the smaller one already, because yesterday it was a 474 or a 564 to begin with. Let's go down to a 224. Probably this one in the bottom of the bag, stuck in the bottom of the bag. 334, 224. Try this. Ouch. Let's just stick it back in. I'm not going to screw it in. I'm just going to kind of set it on here and just power it up to see what it does, if it does anything. Okay, powered on. It's probably still going to be, okay, it's not in vertical collapse. Okay, so I didn't bend that leg. That leg was not in the socket to begin with. And I took it out, replaced it with that other one, and then put it back in there, and that leg was still bent outside of the socket. So I'm gonna turn this off for a second, and we'll see if we can dial this thing in. I wanna mount this frame, or this chassis, to the frame because I don't need it sliding around and arcing onto something. Okay, power wires. I'm just gonna grab some yellow tape because I have those wires twisted together and I don't want those to arc onto anything as well. Masking tape's not the smartest thing, but I mean, it's away from everything, but I just don't need it to fall onto something metal and arc. So just wrap some masking tape around it. Okay. So I know my flyback's too high. Oh yeah, it's upside down. Okay, it's wider. Okay, let's take our brightness pot on the chassis down a little bit. Why is that not doing anything? A little bit. Contrast. Vertical size. It is, the writing's backwards too. I'm fine with the width of it, actually. That's totally fine. So we have the yoke that's on the TV clearly is different. I hate to cut that plug, but I'm not going to have a choice unless I cut the wires and resolder those together. But problem is I don't know. Trying to think off the top of my head, they both need to be switched. They're both backwards. That would be my guess. I almost wonder if I could switch them on the yoke. Can I just switch the two wires on the yoke? Unsolder them and switch them over. Should be really no reason why I can't. It's no different than me switching them on the chassis. So I need, maybe I'll flop the yellow and brown and flop the blue and red. And then in theory, that should do it. This freaking thing looks amazing. A little too bright. This might be the best monitor out of all of them. Actually, I wonder if I should lower this even more. See what this brightness pot, if it's working over here or not. Yes, it is. Okay. That's what we'll do. We lowered the flyback, turn the brightness up. Damn, is that good. Okay, let's power it down. Let me discharge it. Maybe. I heard one little crackle. Okay. We're just going to do it right out here on the tube. In theory, it shouldn't matter because we're doing nothing different than switching the two wires. This is probably the best looking monitor out of all of them I've done. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take the yellow and brown and swap the two. Then we're gonna turn it on just out of curiosity and see what it looks like. I mean, I don't see why this wouldn't work. I got to make sure that the coil wire goes back on. They wrap that thing around there good. Jesus. I can't believe this. Might end up just cutting it. Right here. Okay, so we're gonna take the yellow over to this side, the brown over to this side. Ugh. Dude. Got it. Finally. All right, let's see what it does. Oh. Okay, so now we're upright, and are we good? I think we're good. Got it. There's only those two. So the yellow and the brown were backwards. Sweet. Could use a little bit of degaussing over in that corner. I wonder if we can raise the position up a little bit. Vertical position. Go up a little bit. Now it's all the way maxed out up. Now we go to size. This is probably the best looking monitor I own. Should we go wider? I don't think so. I think once you get much farther, you're just kind of wasting your time. I don't even think I need to mess with the colors, really. Neckboard's a little touchy. Let me actually lower the camera. Let me turn the lights off. That'll give you a real good idea, hopefully, on the camera what it looks like. Having a fresh tube like this, I'll tell you what, man, makes such a big difference. It's like impressive. Anytime you guys can take a TV tube and put it on an arcade chassis, that's probably the best thing you could do, because this thing is freaking so vibrant in color, it's ridiculous. All right, let me pause this for a minute. Okay, the top of the monitor was tweaking a little bit. I just adjusted the horizontal hold, and then I was able to spin the width coil a little bit farther out. So I was able to make the image a little bit bigger. Now I just need to center it up. And I call this one a 100% success. I'm going to label this one as the best monitor. So I still have one more K7000 chassis coming. I don't have a yoke for it. I don't think I have a yoke for it. So I need another yoke for a K7000. Trying to think. I think I have one more tube in the basement, which is in really good shape. And it is an arcade tube, but I'm gonna have to do a yoke swap because it's one of those weird monitors that came in the kangaroo cabinet. Charlie messed with one of them, and they're a pain in the ass, and I want nothing to do with the chassis. But if I get a yoke and put the K7000 yoke on it with the K7000 chassis, I'll have another extremely good looking monitor. So this is a K7000. I'm gonna put best picture. Best picture. So we have another 4 for the arsenal, guys. 4 more. I think I'm up to 20. So hopefully these videos helped you guys. It helped me learn. I learned a lot more, honestly, than what I knew to begin with, just by simply spending a couple weeks working on these monitors. I feel like I have a lot better grasp on them now, you know what I mean? Some of them intimidated me a little bit. And that's just for the simple fact that I never worked on them a lot, as far as like the 4900 chassis and stuff like that. You know, a lot of these monitors I just got lucky with when I bought them, and they just worked, you know, so I never really had to do much to them. You know, and then I just kind of got to a point where I just didn't even want to work on monitors because I had so much other things going on. And I really don't have the time right now to be working on them. But, you know, when is it ever going to be a good time? Got to get them done. And I was just like taking monitors that I knew worked and using them. And just kind of taking all the bad ones and piling them up. And now I actually have 20 working good monitors. And I got a tube right here on the floor that's going in the garbage. I got to probably take it to the recycling place. But that's garbage. That's has a burned out high voltage inside the tube. Those two frame rails are good to save. Those are for like a midway cabinet. Let's look real quick. I'm so curious on this Flyback. Why does it look so much like a K7000 Flyback? I don't know. But we're gonna take a look at it real quick. Let me clean up my mess here. It's a long video. It's probably gonna be an hour and a half again. But hopefully you guys follow along and hopefully it helps you guys out. If anybody's wanting to do this. That monitor has been running for about a half an hour now. And it looks really, really good. Take this box in the house. I'll just keep that for now. This actually works. I guess I can hang on to it. It's a G07, I guess, if I got in a jam. This is a, I'm not even worried about labeling this. I know that this is a, by the numbers on here, the 202111194. Look it up online, you'll know what it is. But you can just do a yoke reading and you'll know. Let me look at this Flyback here. Curiosity. Let's cut this. Somebody had fixed the cord. Look at that. Slides out like a dream. Filed it. Is this Flyback on this one bad? Yep, cracked right along the focus. Go figure. No, it's different. Well, shouldn't say that because the new ones almost look identical to this. I highly doubt you can use it though. It's got the same amount of pins. I think it even has the 3 black plastic clips that hold the hold it to the chassis. It does. That is so crazy. All right, well, I'm gonna end this video. I'm gonna save that chassis, who knows. So thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the comments and everything. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Also, thanks to the person that sent me the multimeter. I really appreciate it. Monitor's still running beautifully. Put it in the pile. Like, I don't even know what to use that one on because it's so damn nice. I gotta find a game really worthy of a really beautiful monitor. I mean, I got some games coming up that I'm restoring, but I don't know. You know, Kicks has one in the cabinet and it works. I'm just gonna clean it up because it already has the Kicks burn in. Might as well keep it that. Oh, I just don't know. Figure it out. But thanks for watching, guys. I'm gonna go watch TV. I'm tired. And I'll see you guys later.